am here to do a demonstration on stage of one of my recipes from my cookbook. My cookbook is called Diang, which means let's eat, and it's full of just Vietnamese recipes, but easy to follow Vietnamese recipes. Tonight I am making my honey glazed shrimp. So it's not a traditional Vietnamese recipe, but it is a recipe that is very special to me because I came up with that recipe when I was in culinary school for a final in Garden Manger class, and that was when everyone really loved the food, and that gave me the confidence to like keep going. So it's special to me. Around the same time last year was when I finished writing this cookbook. So I was wrapping up this cookbook, and I was also developing the menu and working on opening up the restaurant, my restaurant, at the same time. And at that time, it was really like a whirlwind. I really didn't know how I did it, but I did it. It was just like, you know, one foot in front of the other, and thank God it's done. My restaurant is called Didi. It's in West Hollywood, and it's Vietnamese cuisine, but I would say it's more elevated Vietnamese cuisine. I really wanted to, you know, like showcase Vietnamese food in a way where it doesn't really get showcased that often. Because when you think about Vietnamese food, you don't think about like, you know, fine dining or just even elevated. And so I really wanted to showcase that Vietnamese food can and deserves to be in that spotlight as well. I have always loved food, and I grew up with a mom that is an incredible cook, but she never taught me how to cook. And so my whole high school career, I thought I wanted to be in nursing school and become a nurse because that's what my parents wanted for me. And then senior year came and I realized like, this is not it for me. I didn't enjoy this. This isn't something that I felt passionate about. And so I just went with my gut and decided to go to culinary school. And so that was how this whole thing really started for me. My first ever cooking video was a fried rice video. It was very simple, straight to the point, easy. And I think that's what was the alluring part about it. Like, it was just so easy that you feel like you can make it too. And so after that video, I decided to, you know, like make almost all of my videos like that, like just easy to follow, straight to the point recipes to encourage people to cook more at home, because I mean, that's what you just had to do. You were forced to cook at home during the pandemic.
For me, is something that has to do with Mexico.
I mean, LA is definitely a taco town, right?
A taco defines LA.
I mean, the easy answer is tacos. And it's true. But Korean barbecue is the real answer.
Korean barbecue?
The go-to is always the classic LA-style cheeseburger, the smash burger.
Tacos. Tacos. Definitely. There's tacos on every corner.
Definitely street tacos.
An actual specific dish that defines LA would probably be soba noodles with the fried mochi at Otafuku. That's defining.
Hey guys, it is Nicole and Trevor from People vs. Food. We are here in the VIP area of the LA Times Food Bowl with Marcus from Durasti Caviar. Dude, you guys make some of the most beautiful caviar I have ever had in my life. You are here all weekend serving up caviar bumps. There are a lot of people out there who've never had caviar before. What is the best way to experience it?
In our view, the best way to enjoy caviar is doing it as a bump. That way you could try the caviar and see the quality of it, see the texture, see the sweetness, the brininess.
What is the, what should people be looking for when they first try caviar?
It should never be fishy. It should be creamy. It should have a little bit of salt to it because it's cured with salt. Caviar should never be sour. It should never have any kind of bad flavor to it. We believe caviar should always be creamy and buttery. There's different types of caviar.
Buttery is the perfect, like when a caviar is buttery and it pops in your mouth and it just like has that feel, like that is what makes it so special.
Absolutely, absolutely. And today we're gonna do a little bit of, we're gonna go over the top. We're gonna do uni, Santa Barbara uni. We're gonna do some Chef Choice Kaluga, and we're gonna top it up with some smoked trout.
Oh my God, Trevor.
I'm ready. No, I'm ready. I've been waiting here this whole time. I didn't hear anything you guys said. I've just been thinking about this. So.
You're gonna have
what do you think of uni?
Oh, I love uni. No, and I've been told that this is top tier. High quality, so I'm ready to go.
All right, should we top it off with some?
All right.
So again, this is the Kaluga choice.
This is the Chef Choice Kaluga.
Oh yeah.
This is one of our entry levels. Chefs love it because you could top it off with everything. It has a nice texture, a nice color to it. And then we have our Danish applewood smoked trout. Has a hard shell to it.
Oh my God.
You have creaminess, you have sweetness, you have a brininess, and then you have smokiness in this bite. So let us know how it is.
All right. Oh my God, that was such a beautiful bite.
I don't think I got enough flavor. I need another one.
Need another one?
Yeah, I need another one, I think.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back. Be sure to follow the live stream all weekend long on latimes.com or follow along on X. The music got really loud, so I think it's just time to party and dance, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep. All right.
That's what, and like I said, it's really purified water. All of it's oh, you purify the water?
Ash.
And I'm Jace.
And we're from the People vs. Food YouTube channel, and we are so excited. It's the second night of the LA Food Bowl, and we're going to be showing you guys all around the Paramount lot and see what's going on. So on our channel, we love to challenge people with the most irresistible bites from their favorite movies, TV shows, and cartoons. So we know a lot about good food over here.
Yeah, so stay tuned tonight and tomorrow for the most incredible bites from the LA Food Bowl.
Speaking of incredible bites, we are on just one of the streets on the Paramount lot, and there's so much going on. There's so much good food. What are you excited to try?
Ooh, I'm definitely excited to try Kobe's and Stella here. Jeff's table for the sandwich, and I saw Whole Box is here. I love Whole Box. Have you been to Whole Box?
Oh yeah, it's incredible. I'm so excited to go there.
And Pizzana's here?
Oh,
Chef Daniele?
Chef Daniele, absolutely.
Fellow, PBF alum?
Absolutely. Well, there's still so much to try, and I actually think our friends Michael and Kenneth are across the lot trying some stuff, so let's go see what's going on.
Let's go check in with them.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Chef Michael. I'm Kenneth. And we're standing here outside the LA Times Food Bowl photo opportunity. There's so much fun stuff over here on this street. We're in front of the Dulanville food truck serving up bites all night. We're standing right here next to the Cereal Paso Robles wine station. They've got a photo opportunity that looks really fun. We're really excited to do that.
Yeah, I'm excited to try a lot of the foods down this alley, like Moosecraft Barbecue.
Moosecraft Barbecue is great.
I heard you guys tried the cheesecake place, right?
Yes, we had the East Side Cheesecakes. That's right there. We had that last night. It was honestly one of the best things I had all night.
Gotta try it. I gotta try it.
Really, really great. We've got La Sorted's Pizza. We've got Ysidro Sake and Spirits. There's so much fun stuff. Literally, and this is just one street. There's so many other places that you can hit up here. This is like 5% of it. It's very exciting to be here. We're going to be here all night. Let's go see what Nicole and Jamie are doing over by the stage.
Hey guys, it's Nicole and Jamie from People vs. Food. If you guys see us wandering around at the festival, be sure to stop us and say hi, and also follow us on People v Food on Instagram. If you do, Raven, our social media manager, will be sure to let you know all of the good bites and all of the things to check out. Jamie, this is your first LA Times Food Bowl, right?
It is. I'm so excited. I've always wanted to come, and everything looks amazing already.
What are you most excited to try?
Honestly, I see Pizzana right in front of me, and they came out on People vs. Food once, and I'm still dreaming about that sandwich.
Oh my God. And Chichen Itza is right over here too. They have absolutely incredible food, but we're right next to the VIP lounge.
Ooh.
Where another one of our People vs. Food friends are, Durasti Caviar.
I've always wanted to try.
And Anjak Thai and Miriarte are honestly two amazing restaurants, definitely worth checking out. Also, what's behind us?
The LA Times Food Bowl stage. What?
They are going to be doing cooking demos all night long, so you guys are definitely going to want to stay tuned to see those. Be sure to follow along on the LA Times Food live stream. It is on latimes.com and streaming on X all weekend long. We'll see you soon. We'll be back with some food trivia later, maybe some interviews, and also our favorite bites from the nights.
I'm so hungry. Let's go.
Yeah.
The world looks to California to answer the hard questions, for redemption, to introduce the unfamiliar, to be resilient. Because California bounces back, holds us accountable, values who we are, remains vigilant, defies those in our way, and stands for community. Here on the West Coast, we're at the center of it all. Los Angeles Times, the state of what's next.
Big numbers. We're good. That's worth, what do you say, like no more than $5? That's worth maybe like $5?
I don't know. That's like...
Yeah, think about the man, think about all the stuff that goes into it.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Brajo from the LA Times food team. I am here with Courtney Storer, the culinary supervisor, producer, chef extraordinaire from The Bear, the hit TV show on FX. And today we are going to learn how to make a true Italian beef sandwich.
In today's beef, we're gonna use chuck, but in the past I've used top round, top sirloin roast. Just remember that with different cuts of meat, different prices, so whatever budget you're on, you can make an Italian beef. We also have to have our fundamentals, which is our bread. We have Toronto bread today.
Very important component for the Italian beef specifically.
Very Toronto bread. And then I have some giardiniera. We have all of our things to make the giardiniera, some onion that I like to roast the beef in, some garlic, and then our spices. I like a foundation for the beef to be onion powder, garlic powder. I have dried basil, dried oregano, a little bit of celery seed. I use a little bit of paprika garlic blend, and then some chili flake, which isn't on here, and beef stock.
Can I smell this? Is that
yeah,
would
smell
that
it.
be weird if I smell this?
No.
Oh my God, it smells so
good. We get our heat on, and we're gonna get our pan nice and hot. Now, browning the Italian beef, you can do it or you can skip this part entirely. It'll still come out really nice. I go ahead and give it a good amount of salt. Make it rain, you know, and pepper, a good amount of pepper. So I flipped my board over here. I'm just gonna go ahead and get an onion ready. We kind of just quarter it. And then we're gonna peel all the sides. Here, grab an apron, you come on in. You come on in, we do this together, teamwork.
All right, sounds good.
So a whole head of garlic and just chop it in half.
Should I wear this hat too?
Is it a Cubs hat?
It's a. I mean, I am gonna say I am definitively team Dodgers, but like I'll, you know.
Today you're a Cubs fan.
Today I'm a Cubs fan.
But
All right,
also
here we go.
controversial for Chicagoans. That's a whole nother thing.
Oh my God,
That's a whole nother show.
I don't even. It's a whole other show.
We got the beef. We're gonna put it in the heat because our oil's nice and hot. I turned the heat down a little bit and we're gonna let it caramelize. Something that I always tell people when they're cooking stuff at home is when we are tasting meat and we feel it and we're like, okay, that's rare, and you know how they show chefs and they do the pinching.
Right, your hand.
Until you feel really more comfortable with that, it's okay to use a meat thermometer. We want to cook it in the oven till it's about 125. Ready to go, teamwork.
Okay. Oh my God.
In we go. In she goes.
Perfect.
Et voila. This is my baby. This is a dream of mine to have a slicer. We got our beef. I'm gonna put it in to cook it. And then I'm gonna add in my homemade beef stock here. I like to use oxtail bone or any sort of beef bone that you can slow roast. And then I kind of add that with a bunch of water, carrot, onion, celery, garlic. So look at how that beef is gonna change.
Yeah, you can see it cooking already a little bit. It's absorbing this sauce.
Yeah.
It's glossy. Oh,
Look,
gorgeous.
but I'm not turning that heat up too much, right? When you make your jardinera on your own, it does have a different texture, but the steps to making it can be a little bit more, it takes more time. So just be prepared. The way I make it is I cut down all these vegetables, and I like to use a lot of fennel, which is different in my jardinera. I like carrot, I like celery, and then I like cauliflower. Serrano peppers as well. You can kind of see them in here, or you can use jalapenos. I use serranos. Depending on the time of year, you just want to be careful because they can get really, really spicy, and then your jardinera can go crazy. When I talk about using vinegar, when you're making something like jardinera, I like to heat up the vinegar, boil it with all the aromatics, pour it over the veg, and then add oil to preserve.
It's like a little like pickling.
Yes,
you know?
it's like a pickling thing. It's a whole different episode.
Yeah.
That's episode 2.
Yeah.
This is a perfect size, I think. Let's
Great.
do 3 of these for us.
Perfect.
And while that beef is cooking, we're gonna go ahead. This bread is not pre-sliced, so I add a little cut in there.
And it's gotta be hinged.
Yeah, hinged? Oh yeah, hinged. I'm like, what?
You're like a new cooking term?
Oh my God, yes, you just taught me something.
Absolutely
Hinged.
not.
It has to be hinged. Don't skip the hinge. Then go and get our bread out. But do you feel how hot? Be careful, don't burn yourself.
Oh yeah, and can you hear it?
Yeah. Remember in the show, he's like, yeah, it's too crumbly, it's whatever.
Yeah, and that's in the show, of course.
That's crumbly, it's too dense.
Doing it by hand.
Yo, it's the mixer.
It's not the mixer, all right? It's crumbly. The oven's too dry. You need to fill a baking sheet with water, put it on the oven floor, throw in another batch, okay?
What's the matter? Do my
Just
job.
do it.
Midwesterners are very nice people, but if you with their beef,
you out of here.
Yeah, you're out of here.
Don't with their beef. I know, that's what I was nervous about with the show. I'm like, oh man, everyone's gonna be so mad. You know? Sometimes as chefs, we get in our heads, everything has to be perfect. And sometimes the best things that happen are from the imperfect. And I think hopefully Carmi learns that.
Was it hard for you as a chef coming from sort of a traditional restaurant background to then create this entire world where that is so built around those stressors? Was it sort of difficult
No,
for
I
you
loved
to dive
it.
back into it? You
no,
loved it.
I mean, it was difficult. Like there were especially episodes where I was like, oof, like episode 7.
Right.
The oneer, like the intensity, the DoorDash, the tablet. Like I've lived that time and time and time again. And you know, just like kind of going through my old notebooks and seeing my stream of just like jotting things down that are wild. Like at one point I said like action items and I'm like, what? Where? Action
Who talks like this?
who's-
Yeah.
But like, you know, you just kind of get tunnel vision. And so yeah, definitely there were times that it was hard.
Yeah.
And I was also like, is this gonna be so hard for chefs to watch? Like, and for some people it is, but
Yeah.
you know, there's also the beauty of everyone coming together, even though they're all kind of crazy sometimes.
This is the one time you listen to me, please do not touch that. That's been going for 12 hours, okay?
That's my pot, Jeff. Everybody knows.
That's her pot.
That's my
All right, use another pot, please. Chef, all right? Corner!
All right, look, so
Here we go.
bread is ready.
We're ready.
I'm going right in with the meat.
My God.
You see that? And you see
that drip too. Like
see
this
the
is
drip?
a good amount of, yeah.
Now I got my jardiniere
Mm-hmm.
over here. One over. Nestle it in, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Nestle. Look at all that juice coming out. That's gonna get absorbed into the bread. I fold here. I fold here.
Oh my God.
I give it a roll. So then I slice through. And
My
there's
God.
the beef.
I'm gonna cry.
But look at that steam coming off. Honestly, it's really good.
streets, here are a few important reminders. We'd like to give special thanks to City National Bank, our presenting partner for people. VIP ticket holders, be sure to enjoy special bites and beverages in the C&B VIP lounge that's located across from the LA Times Food stage. Plus, a very big shout out to our premier sponsors, Cathay Pacific and Hong Kong Tourism Board. Cathay Pacific connects you to all of Asia with air service through Hong Kong for major U.S. cities, and they're inspired to book your trip to Hong Kong as you wander through the Temple Street Lantern Garden right here in LA, brought to you by Hong Kong Tourism Board. And of course, we haven't forget about our major sponsors. Be sure to check out Rivian's electric vehicles at their booths and grab a beer from the Stella Arts Bar Airstream. VIP ticket holders, something else to keep in mind, you can step into the Amazon rainforest and taste extraordinary sweet and savory bites featuring the wild cacao. That is taking place at the Meteor Pop-Up from Michelin-starred chef Jordan Han. Consider also donating to our charity partner, the Los Angeles Regional Food Bank. Visit lafoodbank.org for more. We've been fighting hunger here in Los Angeles since 1973. And finally, stop by our Ask a Reporter booth. Throughout the evening, you can meet your favorite Times journalists. And next door to reporters, our Elite Food team up and answer any of your questions and show off their much coveted merch that is available for purchase. Feel free to post anything that you see on the socials, and you can use the hashtag LAFoodBowl to welcome you here. Just get started. We're getting warmed up, but enjoy the bites, enjoy the drinks, enjoy the music.
So great. I can't even celebrate. I am so worried we're not going to find our lead at the 3.
I found her. I'm telling you. Oh, she is about to blow up.
I've never heard of her.
Thank you. The envelope is calling her the front runner for this year's award season.
Bring her in.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the tentacle.
I have to say Osteria Mozza because my daughter's a culinary director at Mozza. You have a good list. I like Providence.
Oh, like Providence. Barchalou, Amigo Amore, Lonely Oyster.
Marugame Monzo, Kin, Carnitas el Momo, Ponchos Tlayudas.
Girl and the Goat. Girl and the Goat.
Via's Tacos, Bestia, Bavel, Moose Craft Barbecue.
Chef Ori has a great empire with Bestia, Bavel, and Safi's.
Loretto, Queen Street.
Otafuku. It's absolutely essential to the great Japanese representation on the list.
If you're taking photos, which I know you are, I see all your cameras out taking bites of food. Don't forget to tag us at LA Food Bowl. And yeah, come on over, guys. We've got a really good show for you today. Just a little housekeeping note. Coming up in about an hour, we have from Cathay Pacific Airlines, Chef William Tue, and from Wanderlust Creamery, Adrian Brognalang. Also at 9 o'clock, you might know him from TikTok. He's got 6.5 million followers. Owen Han is here today. Yes, there we go. We love Owen. But without further ado, to the main event. They met as friends, or they met on the Today Show and became friends over a workout in Central Park. So get them to tell you this story because it's absolutely phenomenal. But they're here with their new book, A Confident Cook. Please welcome Tamron Hall and Lish Steiling.
Hello!
Thanks, Michael.
Hello! How
Are you ready to get confident? Who cooked dinner tonight?
They're all
Nobody.
here,
You're all
Tamron. They're all
here.
here.
Come on over. Thank you so much for joining us. This is a first for myself and Lish, but we hope it is not the last. And welcome to a Confident Cook demo session.
At the LA Food Bowl.
At the
Hello.
LA Food Bowl. We can't really see you because it's a little dark out there. Hello. I see some AKAs in the house. I see some. Thank you. So first
Pinkies
off,
up, ladies.
Pinkies up. First off, thank you so much for joining us for what we hope is an entertaining 30 minutes of your life that you will never, ever forget. Our book is called A Confident Cook. It was years in the making with one specific goal: to make sure within the next 30 days, everyone here makes at least one thing in their kitchen.
And what would that one thing be, Ms. Hall?
Well, we're going to start you off, as Tina Turner said, we're going to start it off nice and slow. A little easy, like the date you got tonight. Keep that in the back of your mind. But what we have is an incredible cookbook that we started on a journey. Lish and I met when I was at the Today Show. I'm now fortunate to have my own show, but we met because of a very specific thing on her body.
Tattoos.
Tattoos. I was going to let you guess, but I don't want any lawsuits. I saw Lish one day, and she had a radish and a carrot, which she still has. And I said to myself that anyone who has a root vegetable means business. At the time, I could not cook. I thought I could. Dates told me that I could, but I recognized that I could not. And we set out on a journey to teach me how to become a confident cook. And one of the recipes in our book is what we're going to do today. It's called our Big Bowl Salad. We have 79 recipes in our cookbook. We take you from breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, drinks, and everything in the middle. It is a complete 360 cookbook that I am confident, will change your life.
Amen. Preach.
And so we have started out with one of our favorites in our recipe book.
Yes.
Because one of the things I said to Lish was that life has changed for so many of us, where you are now working from home. You are at home a lot more during the day. And instead of ordering something that will cost you $40 more than it does at the restaurant, or skipping lunch and just saying, I'm going to grab a bar, I won't have anything at all. How do we empower you in the kitchen so that you can make your own lunch? So this is our Big Bowl Salad.
So the bottom of the bowl is like the best part of the salad, right? When I was growing up, I always wanted to do what I call the bottom of the bowl salad because it has the cheese, it has the protein, it has a little extra dressing, like it has all the goodness, right? So it's kind of a cross between that and an Niçoise salad. Yeah. It's all the stuff, which is what we love.
All the good stuff at the bottom. So I'm going to start off with our dressing. Lish will walk us through. So the premise of our book is really that I'm the novice here. Lish met me after a moment in my life where I really was committed to learning to cook, but I didn't have the skill set. So in our book, we take you through, for example, what are the tools that you really need? In the book, we talk about the fact that I went out on a journey before I met Lish to a very popular store, and I said, I'm going to buy as many tools as I possibly can because, like Michael Jordan, if you have your sneakers, of course, you can play basketball. I went in and I bought all of these things, and I went home and I realized $2,000 later, I had a kitchen of beautiful utensils, and I still couldn't cook.
From somebody who owned Jordans, I still couldn't jump.
So there you go. So we break it down to what you need as far as tools, also what you should stock your pantry. And I say that because this is the dressing for this salad.
Yes.
You start off with whole grain mustard. Before meeting Lish, I really didn't know what whole grain mustard was. We recommend this as a staple in your pantry. Champagne or white wine vinegar.
Yep.
Before I met Lish, I would be trembling and not know what to do.
She's good.
I'm okay.
By the way, I do have, prior to being married, I had boyfriends call after we started cooking together saying, oh my God, that was amazing. So she has really progressed in her journey.
I really have. So in this recipe, you've got your whole grain mustard. You've got your champagne or white wine vinegar. Again, this is something that you can stock your pantry with any day, anytime. We're whisking, of course, a staple tool. A little salt. One of the questions people often ask is, what is a pinch of salt? Raise your hand if you think you know what a pinch of salt is. What does a pinch look like? I know the 3 people who raised their hands. So
exactly.
You in the party hat. Let me come and get you. Okay, party hat, come on up. This is interactive. And by interactive, let me pick you up. Oh! I've never picked up a woman, but today I started. So, what do you think is a pinch of salt? Come on over.
Show us what you think.
Show us what you got.
Wait, what's your name?
I'm Tammy.
Tammy, where are you from?
Nice to meet you.
New York.
You're from New York.
Brooklyn, hey!
Tammy, hit me with a pinch.
Yeah.
Okay, Tammy!
All right,
You're
all right.
close.
Yep.
Close. Now. You have salt
Yes,
in your
girl.
pocket.
I got it in my bag.
And you're not afraid to use it. Okay, your pinch is close. Okay, over my right shoulder for good luck. Now, a pinch is, Lish.
I'm a 3-finger and a thumb gal. So that's a pinch for me.
That's a pinch. And what we showed you, and you were really close,
yeah.
is that a lot of people believe, Tammy's like, don't humiliate me on this date.
No, you did good.
Man.
Trust me, you did great.
A lot of people believe this is a pinch of salt. What we talk about in the book, it's a hearty pinch. You want to grab, Tammy, this is a 2-person show. Get off the stage.
I was just going to say.
All right, so.
Thank you.
We love you. You look really, really cute. Shout out for Tammy from New York.
Shout out for Tammy.
We love you, and that dress is great. You can leave it in the bag. Thank you, Tammy.
And your salt. We'll take that, too.
And so we break down in our book is really what are the basics that you need to become confident.
Yep.
What we believe is that if you have the tools to build your confidence, what are you going to be? Confident. Say it with me.
Confident.
Thank God this is like church and it's not even Sunday. So what Lish has done, I've got to take off my Jody Watleys. They're hitting the thing.
Oh, my God.
And if you're over 50, you know what I mean by that. All right, so what we have is a beautiful vinaigrette, olive oil, white wine or champagne vinegar, a true pinch of salt. And what you saw Lish do there was, what did she do? She tastes her food. Before I started cooking, honestly, I was afraid to taste. If you don't taste, you can't cook.
Yeah, you
okay,
gotta
one
taste.
more time. If you don't taste, you can't. Thank you. This is church.
This
love
is
y'all.
church.
All right. So she's tasting along the way to make sure that it has flavor. You cannot become a confident cook without getting in there. So next up.
With the dressing, you're looking for like a 1-to-2 ratio. 1 part acid, 2 parts fat. And then you're also tasting for the salt, for the balance, right? You really want to think about it as you're doing these things.
I love it. Who wants to be a taster? I don't even know if they let us do this, but I'm going to take you. Oh, you want to taste? Come on over. Come on over, Pinky. Let's go. All right. Soror, my soror, if you don't know, come on, step up. There you go. So what we do is, with tasting, you want to get in there. Now, if you don't like it, just pretend.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, get off stage. It's a two-person show.
Right now.
All right. Thank you. I love you, Soror. All right, so what we're really wanting you to do is not be afraid. It's like anything in life. When you take your first step, half of the battle is taking the first step. And so when you become a confident cook, that's what we want you to do, and that's what we talk about in the book. Lish just salted water. We break that down because so many of us cook pasta, and it says salt the water. What does the water taste like when you salt the water? Sir, you're so handsome. Is she with you? Because I can be by myself when I take this ring off. Salted water, what should it taste like? Salty. The ocean.
Yeah.
Who are you with? I'll take my ring off. Salted water should taste like the ocean. It really should have a salty taste to it.
It needs to taste salty, right? It's your one chance to season the pasta. It's your one chance to season your green beans. It's like, that's what's actually gonna penetrate whatever you're cooking in the water.
And that's what we have in this recipe. Lish is, I like to tell people, she is your favorite chef's favorite chefs. For many, many years, Lish has been an expert recipe tester. What is that? That is someone who tirelessly stays in the kitchen, making sure that the recipes that are in front of you are done to perfection. That's why I'm going to stand on business and say the 79 recipes in our book have been tested to absolute perfection because we want to set you up to win. So she salted the water. In this salad that we call the big bowl salad, we have green beans, we have shallot, we have artichoke, we have grape tomatoes, we have pitted olives, we have kale or spinach to your preference. And right now, you're doing the green beans.
I'm blanching the green beans in the heavily salted water. Fun fact, Tamron did not like salads when we first met.
I never met a salad that I liked.
She was like, nope, never
'Cause
gonna
I felt
order
like
it at a
it was
restaurant.
wasted space. That could be ice cream. That could be so many other wonderful things. But this salad
has the stuff.
It has the stuff. It's savory, it's hearty, it's salty. It really, I'm from the South. I'm from Texas. Lish is from Wisconsin. And that is why we, I think, make a perfect team. Because while we adore vegans, and God bless you all, and I probably going to outlive me, and I support this journey that you're on.
Yep.
We are true to who we are as a Texan and a Wisconsinite. So in our book, we have burgers, we have steaks, but we also recognize that a vegetable dish or vegan dish should not be stripped of flavor. This particular salad, you can add a protein. Tuna is my favorite. You can add
like chicken.
But we wanted the vegetables to really have a satisfying feeling that when you leave, this is the salad. What did they say in Brokeback Mountain? I can't quit you. This will be the salad.
That's the salad that you can't quit.
That you can't quit. I'm just letting you know. So we've salted the water.
Yep.
You
Blanch
have
the green beans, then we shock them.
Explain the shocking
So we're
process.
shocking them to stop the cooking, right? I mean, it preserves the color, yes, which is a big reason why we do it, but it also stops them from overcooking. So in this case, we want them to be crisp tender, which is why we shock them. There are plenty of times where we want the vegetables to be fully cooked and like silky tender. Sometimes then you just leave them out and room temperature cool them. But this, it's all about the shock.
And this allows for your green bean to have a crunch. And in our book, we explain this because, again, full disclosure, my father was the cook in the family. The reason that Lish and I met, to be very honest, tattoos aside, is that I lost my father in 2008. Two things my dad loved, being in the Army and cooking for his family. And this was a love letter to him that this journey with Lish even started. And so for me, I didn't grow up knowing some of these techniques. And we have an entire chapter in our book called Don't Sweat the Technique. Because when people would say, or I'd grab a cool recipe from somewhere and it'd say blanch or shock, I didn't know what that meant. So we demystify some of this, even with this very simple salad. So now you have blanched your green beans, you have them in the cold water, that stops them from cooking, that stops them from becoming mushy, so you still have a little crunch to this salad.
Yep. Then we slice some shallots. Now this is a little restaurant trick that a lot of people don't talk about. How many of you like raw onions? Like actually really enjoy it? Okay, good. So there's a good number of people who do,
It's like an
right?
election in here.
It is. Oh. So the key to raw onions, raw shallots, is to rinse them in cold water. That takes some of that acrid bite off of them. So you are left with just the beauty of the onion, beauty of the shallot. It brings out a little sweetness of the shallot. So it's not like the kind of thing where you're gonna taste it for the next 24 hours, right? So we always rinse our shallots.
Yeah, and I'm sure you've had something, for example, and suddenly the flavor of the shallot or the onion is overwhelming, or red onion.
It's all you taste.
That's all you taste. This is, again, going back to Don't Sweat the Technique. This is a technique that I would not have learned or known had I not partnered with a James Beard award-winning culinary producer. I'm gonna brag on her as long as I have breath. And so shout out, thank you, thank you. And so we've sliced these onions, rinsed them off to take some of that bite out, because we want you to be able to enjoy every single bite of this salad.
Yep.
One of the things in our book, we go back to tools. Lish loves to say that I had a vegetable peeler that what?
That I didn't know how to use.
And she's been cooking since she came out of the womb.
I did not know how to use this probably $50 peeler that had 20 different blades on it.
Lish came to my home with literally a basic vegetable peeler that was like $3. And so we tell you again in the book, yes, like clothes don't make the man or woman. Your gadgets won't make you confident. We want you to have the ones you like. But at the end of the day, there's one thing that can make you confident in the kitchen: getting in the kitchen and trying. And so this vegetable peeler became the favorite gift that she's ever given me. Where the other one is, it's probably on eBay, but I love a good basic vegetable peeler. So in this salad, we have cucumber,
That you're gonna slice up.
That I'm
I'll
going
let
to
you
slice.
take that.
She wants me to show out on you.
I'm like, show how confident you are. Come
Speaking
on.
of which, one of the questions we ask, and you can hold up one hand, how many knives do you really think you need in your kitchen? 1, 3.
I see the
Sir,
3 over here.
You're
Oh,
not
I see
just
2. Wow, all right.
Shout out to all of you who said 3. The 3 knives that we believe you really need in your kitchen. So right now, I know you're closing your eyes and picturing that big block that's in your kitchen with 5,000 knives. It's okay, give it to somebody you love. Because here are the 3 knives you really need as I chop. Go ahead, my bestie.
You need a chef's knife that feels really good in your hand. I like an 8-inch Mac knife because the balance is perfect. It feels good.
This is a chef's knife.
Yes.
For those of you who are like me, who are like, what is she talking about? This is a chef's knife.
You need a paring knife, which is the little guy, right? Something like this for your more detailed work. You can choke up on it. You have full control. Paring knife. And then you need a serrated knife. So something that, let's see, this guy, right?
And that's great for cutting breads and different things like that. So in truth, what we say to you, you really need 3 knives. There are things that you're going to like. Don't get rid of those things. But don't believe that your confidence comes from a butcher block of knives that you may not use. 3 knives will set you up for success, and we explain more of that in the book.
Yeah, so if you're gonna use your 800 knives, great, more power to you.
We live in New York. We have tiny, we don't have LA kitchens. We have tiny kitchens. And right now.
Where's Tammy?
Tammy, we got you, girl. You understand.
3 knives.
Yeah.
3 knives.
We have 3 knives in our kitchen. Another tool that we talk about a lot in the book that we both happen to like, a Vitamix. We have in our cookbook a tahini malt that will change your life. It is one of the best recipes ever. When Lish brought it up, I see you over there doubting. Come on over here. Let me read it. Let me show you. You. Come on, Lish. I'll let Lish finish up. Yes, you beautiful. Yes, don't be shy now. All right. Let's give it up. What's your name? Robin, what's your sign?
Oh.
You're Virgo. So am I. Hey, I mean, my girl, when's your birthday? September 16th is mine, and I love you so much. You're so close. I'm going to sign this book and give it to you. And that was random. That was so serendipitous there. So in our book, if I find the page while also posing for your picture, hey, girl. You see how I squeezed them in? So demure, so classy, so sexy of me. I'm not like those other girls that play it down. We also have a Wisconsin meets Texas grasshopper, a drink that will change your life. We have our tahini malt for my girlfriend Robin here.
So good. Have you ever been to Wisconsin and had frozen custard?
This is our tahini malt.
The texture, this nails it.
In this, you have vanilla ice cream, milk, oat milk. You have tahini. You have malted milk powder and a pinch of salt. Robin, this, you're going to not just try it, you're getting a free book. The rest of them got to buy it. I love you. All right. So what we talk about is, I thank you, Robin. I'm going to sign your book, and I promise to give it to you. What we have in the book, again, are tools that will set you up for success. Right now, the blanched green beans are going in with our cucumber.
Yep. Onto the tomatoes.
Onto the tomatoes.
So this is a full Lishism, but I'm going to share it anyway because you're all out here. So when you have cherry tomatoes or grape tomatoes in this case, a lot of people have them lengthwise, right? I mean, that's kind of the typical way that we do it. If you have it across the equator, it looks so much prettier.
Yeah.
And you eat with your eyes first.
I love this.
Thank you.
You eat with your eyes first, and the minute you put this, and what I love about this, we're making this in a small portion right now. This, as we point out in the book, can be made into larger sizes.
Yes.
So that if you have a big group, and we have a whole chapter called Feed the Crowd, because we are people who love a communal experience.
Yes.
We could have a, thankfully with my life and Lish's life, we've been privileged to eat at some of the best restaurants in the world. But we believe the best table is at your home. We believe with the people that you love, the wine is cheaper, there's no upcharge, and you get to really enjoy. And we, through
and
our
you can sit at the table as long as you want.
You can sit at the table as long as you want. There are many things that I'm proud of in this book. One in particular, if you look at the cover of our book, Not only do you see a kid from Texas and a kid from Wisconsin, two kids who are definitely underdogs, who've worked hard to be where we are, but this might be the only book in your home with a black woman and a white woman on the cover, and an LGBTQ woman and an ally on the cover. And that's not a selling point in the book. What it is a selling point about cooking, because cooking is a common thread. It can make you curious about people and places and things that you never imagined. And so becoming confident in the kitchen is about becoming curious in the kitchen. Can I get an amen? That's what I said. You heard me. So Lish has now shown you how to make the tomato look cuter than anything you've ever imagined. And now we have in this recipe mixed pitted olives. That's going to give you the brininess. That's going to give you the saltiness that you like in a good hearty salad. And she's done that here. As I mentioned, this salad can be with or without protein. This is tuna. We've got a harder check here. We're going to add some tuna here.
Lake it up, girl.
One of the biggest mistakes that I made early on when Lish was helping me build my confidence, because I'm a Virgo, Robin, you'll relate to this, I was afraid of things not being perfect. I wanted everything to be hot at the same time. I wanted the kitchen to be clean at the same time. I wanted it all to look not like that episode of The Bear, the 7 fishes, when everything, and she was having the meltdown. Yeah. Kitchen and cooking is not about being perfect. It is about finding your heart and finding the heart in cooking. So there will be time to get one person you don't like and make them the dishwasher. But the reality is...
Or the people you love.
Or whatever.
Abby.
Okay, Abby.
My wife
Abby
is here. She
Abby
cleans up the kitchen.
But what I say is that in this is about just putting those things that you like in here. If you like tuna, great. If you don't put it in. Yep. If you like chicken, put some pieces of chicken in here. We happen to have 3 chicken recipes in our cookbook. One of them is called No Time to Waste Roast Chicken, because we're all very busy. And one of the things that made me intimidated about cooking is that, oh my gosh, I've been at work all day, I've been doing things all day, and now I've got to go cook. That is the last thing that I want to do. I am 54 years old as of Monday. I have a 5-year-old.
Wait, can I tell you though?
Thank you for the pity pause for the age. I thank you. You're ageist, and I know it. No.
Why we really put the no time to waste chicken in there?
Because we got no time to waste.
Tamron called me on FaceTime one time because she was testing the spatchcock chicken. You guys all know spatchcocking. You take out the backbone, right?
No, you don't.
Flatten
Don't pretend.
Yeah.
Don't pretend. How many people in here knew what spatchcocking was?
See? There
it's
you go.
not in
50,
the Kama
50.
Sutra, ma'am. That is not what that is. I did not know what spatchcocking was.
And she FaceTimed me
and
with her hands a hot mess, and she was like, I don't know what I'm doing. If I can't do this, people can't do this. I walked her through it. She sanitized the kitchen and her phone.
Yes.
And she was like, you know what? We need to give them another option.
Yes.
So if people don't want to spatchcock, they can just roast a whole chicken. So that's why we did it.
And that's why we did it. And this really is a cookbook. At the end of almost every recipe, you get an opportunity to see our real life friendship and our real life conversation. So I would say to Lish, well, what's a substitute for this? Or Lish, spatchcock, I don't want to do that. What else do you have? And so this is some kale we just added to this salad.
Just a little bit, right?
Just a handful of kale. Yep. And as you see here, I'll hold it up. There's the camera. Don't look too much at our top side there. Listen.
You got an overhead.
We got an overhead.
Good.
That's it. That's what she said.
By the way, she can really spatchcock now, very well.
I can.
It just takes practice.
So you see, this is a hearty salad, and these are the things that traditionally would fall to the bottom. And that's what I love about Lish. Really is a recipe tester. Her whole skill set, her superpower is that she has masterfully really hit our palate, that part of your body that's like, ooh, that's good. And that's what this salad does. It hits that little part of your neck where you say, gosh, that's good. I'm going to think about this salad later.
Come on, doesn't that look good?
You won't see this. I've been doing daytime TV now for 30 plus years. The Tamron Hall show, 6 seasons. You won't see people put their hands in salad on TV because sometimes TV is a lie. This is real life. In your real life, do not pretend you are on TV. Put your daggone hand in your salad and mix your salad up.
And feel it. You'll know if it's coated. It's all the things.
It's all the things. This would never happen on daytime. They would cut to the audience going,
yeah.
But you get to see in real time what you should be doing unless you have Cardi B nails. Get in there, mix it in, and we tell you that in our book. So now you have a balanced, flavorful, salty, briny.
Yes, and you'll notice too, I salted the salad, right? When you go to a restaurant and everyone's like, oh my God, my salads don't taste like this at home, it's because you have to also taste and season the salad itself. There's a lot of water in vegetables, there's a lot of water in greens. That also needs to be seasoned. So even if your dressing was perfectly seasoned, taste it again, it's probably gonna need more salt.
And we talk about that with pastas, for example. You may make a pasta dish, and we have a beautiful bucatini that I adore because it is something the entire family will love. And so, especially even my kid who's now 5 years old, but we talk about why every layer of cooking should be salted. That is where you get the flavor. Even in our cocktails, we tell you how a pinch of salt will change that. In our book, we tell you what our favorite salt that we use. You gotta buy the book except for Robin. And so it tells you throughout the book what salt we believe is the change maker. So through this journey with Lish, and we hope that you experience it as well, and I hope you dig in and make this salad, it really is about how do you find confidence in the kitchen. I was not that person. When people would say to me they enjoyed cooking or that a little bit of their day was relaxing when they were cooking, I thought they were liars, and I would tell them to their face, you're lying. I find cooking to be relaxing, but I also find it to be empowering because there's no greater gift that you can give to your body than what you put in your body. There's no greater sign of love, I feel, than you can give to anyone than to sit down with a salad, with a chicken, whatever your desire, with a tahini malt, and sit with someone and have a great conversation about your day and your life. And so that is what The Confident Cook is. It's a book of 79 delicious recipes, but at its core, it is about being curious because you never know when you ask someone about their radish and carrot tattoo where it will lead you. So this is one of 79 recipes that we have in our book. I don't know if it's legal to allow someone to taste it, so I will pay the fine. Because I picked on you, and you are so daggone cute. Come on up. Do you eat tuna? Okay. No, again? Oh, I'm kicking you out. You don't want the salad? No, come on. Come on up. Be careful. Have a bite. We created this salad. It tastes better the day after. It can elevate any side. You like it? You love it? Don't be fake on TV. Because you like 2 bites? That's my girl. We only paid her $1 to pretend. Thank you. Thank you all. Please enjoy our book. Be curious about the person sitting next to you. Be confident about cooking. And please enjoy the rest of your day. We love you all.
Yes,
thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Come say hi. We'll be signing books.
Oh, yes. We'll be signing books. Come say hi. Only person getting one free is Robin. Everyone else gets a kiss.
Buy one.
Bye-bye. Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you to Lish and Tamron. Again, they'll be signing books right behind you at the Book Soup tent. With their purchase of the book, you get a free Los Angeles Times tote. Don't forget to come on down in another 20 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Chef William Tue from Cathay Pacific Airlines cooking some flavors from Hong Kong.
The world looks to California to answer the hard questions, for redemption, to introduce the unfamiliar, to be resilient. Because California bounces back, holds us accountable, values who we are, remains vigilant, defies those in our way, and stands for community. Here on the West Coast, we're at the center of it all. Los Angeles Times, the state of what's next.
Hey guys, I'm Ash with People vs. Food again. We are here in front of the LA Food stage where Tamron and Lish Steiling just gave an awesome cooking demo for their new cookbook. And I am here with my People vs. Food fan.
I'm Kenneth.
I'm Jace.
I'm Jamie. And we are going to ask them some super hard questions. Not really. Testing their LA food history knowledge.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, how do you guys feel?
Yeah. I don't know how good I would get. Yeah, I think you're gonna do
How
well.
do you guys know your LA food history knowledge? He knows the most out of all of us. Yeah,
I'm a restaurant guy. Yeah.
All right. Well, this will go great. Yeah. So whoever gets the question right, we'll get a little prize. You get to taste one of our 5 delicious bites from the night here. It's on.
Okay.
So stakes are up. All right. Are you guys ready?
Born ready.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's go.
All right. First question. What historic LA restaurant dating back to 1919 is known for its timeless California cuisine and regular Hollywood
The Tam O'Shanter?
and regular Hollywood sightings?
Oh, celebrity sightings. No, it's Musso and Frank.
That is correct.
Okay, let's go.
Awesome job.
Let's go.
So for getting that right, you get to taste Baru, which is Restaurant of the Year.
What?
Their pesto rice.
That's the best, right? This is the
yeah.
That is
the
the
winner.
Hold the mic.
That's the
Hold
first
the
one. That doesn't count.
Oh my god.
Oh, there's
yes.
some incentive for winning now.
The truffle on this. Short rib. Oh my
Where's
god.
the
This looks
warm-up
so
round?
good.
This is so
Ah.
Ooh.
How's that?
Oh my god. The truffles, the little light vinaigrette, the rice is perfect. The short rib. Oh, that's so good. Wow, Baru. Okay, I see why this wins.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's
Wow.
Restaurant of the Year, for sure.
Wow.
All right, you guys ready for question number 2? Yes. All right, let's go, Jamie. Kind of bring it on. Bring it. Which LA farmers market, established in 1934, is a major hub for fresh local ingredients and has influenced California cuisine?
The farmers market on Fairfax.
That's not the one I was thinking about.
The Grove.
That's the one. That's
It's
the original one.
technically,
Yeah, the Grove. Oh.
it's technically the original farmers market, but I'll give it to you.
Oh.
Yeah. So for that, we have a beautiful salmon sashimi crispy rice from Oibar.
Oh my god, it looks so good.
Uh-huh.
Look at it.
Yes, it's got some cream cheese on there.
Yum.
Yeah.
Everything bagel seasoning on there too. I love it.
Mhm.
You can put that on anything.
I love crispy rice, honestly.
How's it?
Yeah, how is it?
Oh my god, it's so good. Oh.
See, that's what winning and knowing stuff gets you.
Yes.
Kenneth, come on.
Come on,
I'll
Kenneth,
try
you
to
got
pick it up. I'll
this.
try to pick it up.
You got this, Kenneth.
All right, question number 3. Food scientist Adrian Borlunken and founder of artisan ice cream shop Wanderlust Creamery just released a dreamy new cookbook with dozens of ice cream recipes. What is that cookbook called?
Oh.
I dream of creamy.
No, that's
No.
a good name though.
I know, like Ice Cream World?
You're close.
Ice cream, no?
World of ice cream. Correct again.
World of ice cream. What?
Small.
Wow.
Catch up.
So
So
small.
for winning that, you get to try Wanderlust Creamery's Hong Kong French toast ice cream.
Oh my god.
What? Here,
Yeah.
I'll hold this for you, champion.
Yeah, this is gonna disappear.
So Wanderlust Creamery is really cool because all of their ice cream flavors are based on different countries and different locations throughout the world. So this is kind of inspired by flavors of Hong Kong.
Sorry, Jamie,
How
your
is that?
bite's gone. You finished your bite.
Kenneth! What the hell? Dude, this is so good though.
I want it so
Kenneth, wow. You gotta earn that bite. You gotta earn it.
I wasn't finished.
No, you won.
You gotta steal the prize
my
card.
God.
He showed me earlier.
All right, moving on to question number 4, okay? Which Italian restaurant, founded by our friend Chef Daniela Uditi, features
Oh,
award-winning Neapolitan-style pizza?
Come on, we all know this. Our friend, our family, fellow PVF alum. I mean, it's Pizzana, right? It's Pizzana. Come on.
Pizzana, yes.
Pizzana. We know
Congratulations.
Pizzana. We love you, Chef Daniela.
For knowing that, you get his amazing cacio e pepe pizza.
Okay.
I just finished yours.
No,
Okay.
that's your pizza.
Okay, this
You
is
earned
me.
that. This is yours. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that just incredible?
Molto buono. Grazie mille,
Molto bene.
Daniele.
Ooh.
Wow.
I love pizza.
So good.
I know, they have amazing pizzas. You guys should definitely check out their booth if you haven't yet tonight, okay? We're moving on to the last and final question. You guys feeling okay? Feeling ready? All right. What type of food is LA food truck Kogi known for?
Green tacos. I grew up with that. It was right down the street. Shout out. It was so good. I got it every Tuesday.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Okay.
so you know Kogi tacos then.
It's so good.
Awesome.
Roy
So-
Choi, right?
Yes, Roy Choi, Chef Roy Choi.
Love it.
So for knowing our 5th and final question, you get from the Brothers Sushi a lovely sashimi bowl. Dry-aged salmon sashimi bowl.
There's uni in
There's
that.
uni in here.
Uh-huh.
Dry-aged sashimi with uni.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Good.
Amazing.
So good.
Yeah. What are you tasting in there?
It was like it's like really fresh, the ocean, but not like fishy. It's like so like fresh. It's really good.
Oceany, not fishy, so fresh. Love it.
Love it.
Well, honestly,
Love
everything
it.
you could wish for in sashimi. Well, guys, thank you.
So good.
Thank you so much for playing our trivia game with us. Be sure to check out the rest of our live stream.
Oh,
Oh!
Friends.
More caviar!
The one and only Dorosky Caviar.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
gonna take a little bit. We got tried as well.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'll do the smoked trout.
Cheers.
Cheers!
LA football.
LA football!
Oh. What's the cacio pepe? Are you kidding me? Oh.
here at the LA Times Food Bowl because it's the event of the year. Everybody is here, and also I was offered free wine. But I wrote the mythical cookbook, and I will be cooking one of my recipes from it. It is the carne asada burrito of death. I decided to be a chef because food is simply the lens that I have viewed the world through for my entire life. I remember sitting down at the lunch tables in elementary school and immediately being enthralled with what everybody had when they opened their lunchbox. It was simply the only thing that I've always cared about, and it's always been the most meaningful thing in my life, and I'm very grateful that I've made it a career. It's so funny, there are a lot of people who, they're in a chemistry class and they're immediately enthralled and they're interested and they can pay attention. The only way that I could pay attention to learning about anything was if food was involved, and I really think that you can learn about the entire world through food, right? Food is science, food is culture, it's history, it's everything. Everybody does it 1 to 7 times a day, roughly, throughout all of history. And so for me, it's just always been the most fascinating thing that we do. My entire food career basically started when I started a blog in college called culinarybrodown.com. It no longer exists. It got hacked by a dirty Russian website, and I never figured out how to get it back. But I started a blog in college because I was on the UCLA track and field team. I didn't have time to work in restaurants, but I knew I wanted to be in food. And honestly, it was spurred by my dad passing away when I was 19. He's the one that always influenced me to chase my passions, and I was always the one who pushed back, saying, no, I should get a government job. And after he passed away, I was like, we got to give this one honest shot. And I started this food blog that very quickly won an award, and then I figured I'd tuck my shoulders and roll downhill as fast as I could until the momentum stopped, and thankfully the momentum never really stopped. Now I'm here making a burrito. This is really cool. This is my second book, The Mythical Cookbook. My first book, Culinary Brodown, I actually sent a copy of it to those two guys there. They're called Rhett and Link from Good Mythical Morning. And I'd done one video with them, and I sent them a copy of my first book, hoping they would tweet about it. And instead I get a Twitter DM saying, hey, do you want a job? Yeah, so they were basically trying to do somewhat similar things with food that I was doing, which was always kind of irreverent, playing with these ideas of junk food and comfort food, but how to make it really smart and entertaining and treat food as a piece of pop culture. And so I've been working with them for the past 6 years or so. And finally, after about 4 years of pitching and pandemics and publishers saying, we don't have paper right now, we came out with this cookbook, and I'm super proud of it.
A whole lot of nothing. In my fridge, there's always butter, there's always sparkling water, and there is always chili oil.
Butter, water, and ginger ale.
My home refrigerator, I don't cook at home, so it's just water. But at the restaurant, if you ask, we always have tofu, an egg, and all the veggies.
Kewpie mayo, some kind of kimchi, and eggs.
Probably our agua frescas, a ribeye for sure. Vegetables, I love grapes.
Kewpie mayo, mango chutney, but not the sweet kind, like the spicy, salty Indian kind. Green mango chutney, probably matcha, because I cannot go without matcha.
The world looks to California to answer the hard questions, for redemption, to introduce the unfamiliar, to be resilient. Because California bounces back, holds us accountable, values who we are, remains vigilant, defies those in our way, and stands for community. Here on the West Coast, we're at the center of it all. Los Angeles Times, the state of what's next.
So great. I can't even celebrate. I am so worried we're not going to find our lead at the 3.
I found her. I'm telling you. Oh, she is about to blow up.
I've never heard of her.
Thank you. The envelope is calling her the front runner for this year's award season.
Bring her in.
Yep.
Okay, let's talk about the tentacle.
All right, good evening, everybody. How are you all doing tonight? Well, thank you guys for all coming out to night 2 of the LA Times Food Bowl. Grab a bite, come on over. You're in for a real special treat. Welcome to tonight's culinary adventure brought to you by Cathay Pacific and the Hong Kong Tourism Board. I have to say, on a personal note, when I heard that Cathay Pacific and Hong Kong were participating in this event, I got very, very excited and a little bit emotional because I just celebrated my wife and I 25th anniversary last month, and our honeymoon, we took Cathay Pacific and flew to Hong Kong. So it was very, very meaningful when I heard about tonight, and it brings back a lot of wonderful memories. So thank you to Cathay Pacific and a wonderful trip to Hong Kong and Southeast Asia. Anyway, without further ado, I'm pleased to present Cathay Pacific's design chef, Chef William Tue, and joining him a culinary chemist from Wanderlust Creamery. Please welcome Adrian Berlongen.
Hi. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, LA. Hi, my name is William from Hong Kong, and it's my first time in LA and the States. So I'm very nervous today. Not because it's my first time in America, but because I'm standing next to this gorgeous lady.
Stop.
Yeah, and so Adrian, why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Adrian Berlongen. I'm the chef and founder of Wanderlust Creamery. We're an artisanal ice cream shop inspired by travel, and we have several locations in Southern California, but we were born in Los Angeles. Tell us a little bit about yourself, William.
Right, so I have been with Cathay for 2 years as the design chef. So Cathay, we really pride ourselves as one of the premium airline in Hong Kong, based in Hong Kong. We fly to, you can actually connect from Hong Kong, and it can actually takes you to the rest of Asia in a very short time frame. So it's really one of the iconic ports in the entire Asia. So today I'm going to present you one of the signature dish that we are serving in our J class, business class. And without further ado, let's kick off with the ice cream.
Yes, so we are making an ice cream version of Hong Kong French toast. And if you've never had Hong Kong French toast, it is almost like the emblem of Hong Kong cuisine, which is very unique because Hong Kong is not quite Asian. I mean, it is in Asia, but it has a lot of Western influences.
Kind of have its own flair because it's like in the crossroad of a lot of different countries. So it's like one of the major trading ports in Asia. And like in every cha chan tang, it's like the American diner. We have the Hong Kong French toast. It's like a staple.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like, it's well received. Like kids love it because of its sweetness, because of the bread. So it's an amazing dish. And I'm very happy that Adrian actually put it and transformed it into an ice cream.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Hong Kong French toast is essentially the French toast we're all familiar with, except it's a sandwich of peanut butter, which is then deep fried, and then it's served with a chunk of butter and condensed milk on top. So to reiterate that in ice cream form, we're doing a brown butter toasted bread ice cream with a peanut butter and condensed milk variegate. So first I'm going to make brown butter. I'm just going to melt some butter. And while I'm doing this, William's toasting yeast. This is my secret ingredient to making ice cream that tastes like toasted bread. When you toast yeast, it brings out this like almost hazelnutty, very malty flavor. We're also using toasted malted milk powder. So I take regular malted milk powder, I put it in a baking sheet, and then I pop it in the oven for about 350 degrees for about 10 minutes, and it kind of bubbles up like this, like honeycomb. And then you process this in a food processor, and then you get this powder. And essentially it has this toasted malty bread flavor, and that's what's gonna make the toasted bread ice cream base. And then I have an extra secret hack to making brown butter even more brown. Once the butter is melted and starts to foam, I add in dry, non-fat milk powder. And so what gives brown butter its like delicious flavor is the browned milk solids. So if you double up on the milk solids, you're gonna get double the deliciousness. Is it starting to smell toasty?
Yeah, it's getting yeasty. Yeah, so.
So I heard apparently Hong Kong is home to what, almost 80 Michelin-starred restaurants?
Yes.
Where are the must-eat places in Hong Kong?
Wow, like on top of my head, there are just so many. But talking about Michelin star, Cathay, we are actually partnering with 2 Michelin star restaurants in Hong Kong to try to bring Michelin star food in the air. So one of them is Louise. They are actually 3 stars. And another one is Dou De Lei. Let me just translate and remember the English name. Daddles, yes, Daddles. So Daddles will be featuring in our Chinese menu. And for Louise, it's a French upscale fine dining. Will be featured in our first class and business class Western menu. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. And what's besides Hong Kong French toast? Can you name some really iconic dishes from Hong Kong?
Dim sum, I think it's very iconic to Hong Kong. Rude taxi driver is also very iconic to Hong Kong. Yeah. Yeah. And also siu mei means it's a Chinese barbecue. So we have goose, it's very popular. We have like goose from China, we call it xi ji tao ngo, means it's kind of like a lion mane goose. They have this huge bulk in the forehead. So those are like one of the sought after goose. It's like the premium goose and roast goose in Hong Kong. Yeah. So in your ice cream, which one is your favorite? Like in terms of flavor profile? Your favorite flavors.
My favorite flavors are the subtle flavors.
Okay, is it like linked to your childhood?
No, I don't know. I'm obviously, clearly, I'm Asian. And I feel like our ice cream really caters to the Asian palate, which is not too sweet.
Okay. Yeah.
So a lot
not
of
too sweet. That's always my mom says. Not too
sweet. Yes. So I don't know if the camera can pick this up, but see how brown, like usually you'll get melted butter, a few specks of brown, but it's all brown milk solids.
It has this nutty aroma. Yeah.
Yes. So now that that's done, we're gonna mix our dry ingredients, which is the toasted malted milk powder, sugar. We're also using some brown sugar. Oh, thank you. Okay. Some of that toasted yeast.
Okay.
Just a teaspoon. And then glucose. I'm using glucose because we need sugar in ice cream to make it soft and scoopable. But like I said, not too sweet.
Yes.
Glucose, probably has less than half the sweetness of regular sugar, but all of the anti-freezing properties of sugar. So we're using glucose. Thank you. And then a little bit of salt. Even dessert needs salt.
Yeah, it's to kind of like draw out the sweetness.
Yes, exactly. And then 4 egg yolks. Oops, thank you.
Yeah, can give it to me.
And then I'm using I know usually in ice cream I use whole milk, but because we're using so much butter, it's gonna up the butter fat, so I'm using 2% milk. Don't worry, this is not going to be 2% butterfat ice cream. It's going to be full fat, 16% butterfat ice cream. I don't mess around with diet stuff, no.
I can see.
Yeah. And so we're just going to mix this all up till it's dissolved. And then we're going to heat it to 165 Fahrenheit over low heat. Oh, thank you. You're the executive chef, but I have you as my sous chef tonight.
Design chef.
Oh, designer chef.
Design chef. Okay.
So tell us more about your work with Cathay Pacific.
Okay, so for our work, we designed the menu, but we actually gave the recipe tested to our caterer. So on average for our catering facility, we produce around 70 to 80,000 meals a day just for Cathay. Yeah, so it's a huge production. So we are focusing a lot on efficiency and also in consistency for our meals, because it's really challenging to put like a normal meal in the air because it's not cooked in the air. It's basically reheat. So there's a bit of science behind it. How do we preserve the greenness of the vegetable? How do we make the meat tender and not overheat by the crew? So these are all the factors that we need to put in when we develop a dish.
And do you have to take into consideration all the cultures flying out of Hong Kong, the different destinations?
Yes, definitely. Like for myself, I'm from Singapore. So when I design dish for, say, Malaysia, flying to, say, Thailand, or even on some special menu to China, I need to tone down the spiciness so it doesn't really overwhelm the palate, because people tolerant to spiciness is different. Yeah.
Oh, okay. What a fun job. Do you get to fly?
Yeah, we get to fly.
Does Cathay Pacific fly you out to other
we do.
destinations?
Business class.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes.
You know, Cathay Pacific, I've never been to Hong Kong. And I've never flown business
Free upgrade
class,
next time.
so
Yeah, let's
I'm
mark it
just
down.
do with that information what you will. I'm just letting you know. So now that our base has reached 165 degrees Fahrenheit, I'm gonna add heavy cream. I don't want to heat my heavy cream because I think heavy cream has such delicious, nuanced flavors that get ruined when it's heated. And then we're just gonna homogenize this. And then technically I would have to mix this for 2 minutes straight, but
Okay.
I'm not gonna do that. And then we would age this in the fridge overnight to
Right.
make all the proteins bind, all the fats coalesce and everything. And then we would churn it. And then while we're churning it, we would fold in a variegate of peanut butter, condensed milk. I like to use a little bit of butter because from what I understand, they put a huge chunk of butter.
Yes, on top and let it melt.
Yeah, yes. And sometimes I've seen golden syrup. Is that a thing?
Yes, yes.
So I'm using a little golden syrup just for the anti-freezing properties of it, because we don't want the peanut butter to harden and. Oh, thank you.
A spoon.
We don't want the peanut butter to harden into like a big frozen chunk. Condensed milk. What are some other like classic items you can get at a? Am I pronouncing this right? Cha tang.
Cha chan tang?
Yes.
Oh, so many. Like for savory, we have like gok ji pa fan. I'm not sure. Is
that?
there any Hong Kong in the audience? Hi, yes. So in Cha Chan Tang, so it's like an American diner. So it's a Chinese American diner. We have this gok ji pa fan. Basically, it's a flavored egg fried rice at the base with juicy pork chop, served with a whole ladle of like tomato sauce and cheese on top, and we gratinate the cheese. Yeah, so you get a combine of the egginess, the fried rice,
cheese. So they got
and
that.
cheese,
It is
yes.
truly like a blend of East and West at a at a cha.
Like I say, Hong Kong is really like the epic center of all the cross culture from all over the world. So their cuisine is kind of like cross-pollinated by different countries.
The best cuisines are always like that. My favorite cuisine, probably my favorite cuisine in the world is Peruvian food. And
Wow,
it's
okay.
also just like Hong Kong, like a blend of so many different
All the
cultures.
culture,
Yes. So once this is all blended and then our ice cream is churned, we would fold this in and it would create ribbons of condensed milk, like this buttery condensed milk peanut butter. And then I have a finished,
Voila.
we're doing a little magic
Fast forward.
here. I have a finished pan here of our Hong Kong French toast ice cream. And we're just gonna scoop it on up. I should have got one of those teacups that you that you can find at a but we're gonna make do with this.
She trained every day. So natural.
And then look at my spoon. Will the camera catch my spoon? I don't know.
I'll use this.
Look at the spoon.
Oh, it's Hong Kong. That's so cute.
Is this a monument in Hong Kong too?
I think this is
No.
Thailand, I guess.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah,
Just kidding. Oops. But yeah, let's try it.
Try. This is so rich, so thick and creamy.
Yes. And you know, I'm usually not a peanut butter fan, but here it's so subtle because it's mixed with the condensed milk.
And the most important thing is it's not too sweet.
Yes. So we're doing things a little backwards. We're having dessert first, but he's making a delicious crab dish.
Yes, so over here, I'm making a very classic Cantonese dish. So I actually learned this from the Chinese chef in Cathay. Yeah, because this is not my specialty, so I'm representing him tonight. Okay, so what we have onions, crab meat, we have some heavy cream, half and half of chicken stock and water. We have egg for egg wash. We have some breadcrumb, but I would suggest to use panko breadcrumb, the one that the Japanese use for tonkatsu, right? And for the garnish, we have some broccolini and carrots. Okay, to start off, we'll add a bit of oil onto the pan. Okay, and we are going to sweat the onion until it's soft. So how you cut the onion, it's really like fine, like how you do like French onion soup. Yep. So bring the heat up to like a medium heat, not too high, because you want to sweat it to kind of release the moisture, not to really brown it. Okay, so you can add at an early stage. Actually, yeah, thank you. Okay, so wait, let me see. Yeah. So at this moment when the onion is sweating, you can add a bit of salt. It actually helps to kind of draw out the moisture. Where's the salt?
I think I have some salt, yes.
Yeah, here.
Oh.
Okay, start. Yeah. So this will help to draw out the moisture of the onion. Okay, this will take roughly approximately 3 to 4 minutes. Okay. Yeah. So in the audience, anybody have been to Hong Kong? Nice. How you find it, sir? Yeah. You love it? Yeah, it's like controlled chaos. It's like you are like overwhelmed, all senses, like the traffic, the people, the food. Yeah, it's an amazing country.
When is the best time to visit?
I would say now is the best time because it's winter, because we are very humid and hot like in the summer. And our winter is not that cold. It won't go like below 10. It'll be like kind of hovering around 18 to 25. Yeah.
Would you say Lunar New Year is a good time to visit? Or is Lunar New Year?
If you are adventurous enough, because it will be very busy.
Oh, really?
It'll be very busy.
Is traffic really
bad? It's like
bad?
Chinatown, but amplified by 100 times. Okay.
But I'm sure the city lights up and everything looks very festive, right?
Yeah, and transport is very convenient. We have a very good subway. We have a very efficient bus system. Yeah, so it's a fun country to be in. Yeah, like I've been there for like more than 8 years. I left Singapore for Hong Kong like 8 years ago because for the love of Cantonese food. And then I met my wife and I'm pretty much stuck. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so now you can see there's actually steam coming out. So it's kind of like releasing all the moisture. So once the onion is a bit soft, you can add in the crab.
And can you use any particular type of crab?
You can use like mud crab will be preferred, or even like a swimmer crab or blue crab. Those are fine. Crab that are more like on the sweeter taste.
Yes.
Yep.
Dungeness would be good.
I haven't really tried Dungeness crab before. Like LA scene, your food scene is just so vibrant. Like I'm just here for like 4 days and I don't have really like a proper chance to go and explore. But I've tried good Mexican food, tacos. Tacos is good. Yeah, it's very close to Southeast Asian where I'm from, where our flavor profile is more bold, more strong, and it's heavily spiced. And I think that fits me like really, really well. Yeah, tacos.
Yes.
Okay, so, yep, and you can add the seasoning, a bit of black pepper, white pepper powder. Okay, then you can bring up the heat.
And you said this dish is very unique to Hong Kong? Is this dish very unique to Hong Kong?
Yeah, it is actually a modern Cantonese dish. It's kind of a blend of East and West, and they serve in hotel and banquet. And normally they serve like during weddings or even like big like rich man birthday parties. They kind of like stuff the crab like with 150 gram of crab meat, and you just eat it like this. Like it's like a Chinese version of caviar. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so at this point, you will put a bit of water. Okay, and chicken stock. So I'm using a canned chicken stock here, but the actual way to do it is to actually make a proper stock using chicken bone, ham, and also pork shoulder. So they kind of boil it down like a very rich broth, and they use it for this dish. Yeah.
It smells so good already.
Yeah. Okay, so now you want to kind of let the crab simmer and let the crab take in all the flavor that you put it in. And here we have like a roux. So this roux is actually 3 parts butter, 2 parts flour. Yeah, and you just mix it. And do not heat the roux, just mix it like evenly, melt the butter, mix it with the flour. Because if you heat it, it will thicken and you can't actually incorporate into the crab. Yeah, so I'll get a spoon. Okay, so once this thing start to reduce and simmer down, you can add in the roux. Okay, let me just cook off a bit of the moisture first. It's a bit on the wet side now. Okay, and normally in Chinese kitchen we use a wok. This is just for like demonstration purposes, and it is a dish that you can actually replicate at home. Because at home nobody have this like a 5 kilo wok and you start like tossing vegetable at home. So this is like a very good dish to be prepared at home for your families and friends. Okay, so now you can see it kinds of the crab meat start to break, and it start to reduce. So the flavor it's all intensify. So you would like to bring down the heat, then you add the roux. Do not add the roux when it's still bubbling, because it will just thicken straight away. So I'll get some roux, just put around. Okay. You can adjust the consistency to your liking. There's no right or wrong. Just make sure you don't over-thicken it. Yep, as you can see, it's starting to thicken and can bring up the heat a bit. Right. Now it's starting to come together. Okay. So that's about right, and you can add a bit of cream. Yeah, this is to add another kind of richness.
Richness, yes.
Yeah, so it doesn't it has some fat.
Don't gotta convince me. I love dairy products, butter, cream, everything.
Okay, so as you can see, it's starting to get this very creamy texture, right? And it's highly recommended to chill it. So after this step, this is pretty much done. So we give it a quick taste. Okay. So we chill it in the fridge, and it kind of become more firm. So this actually helps when you start to stuff it into a crab shell. You can get this shell in any seafood market, but in Hong Kong we use Hokkaido snow crab because it's small and it fits into the bowl of our business class nicely. But here we can't find that, so we are using this.
Damn, business class gets this?
Yeah, business class. Yep. So it's like 150 grams of crab meat in the air with a bowl of rice. Yeah. So we have this, we will stuff it. Okay. Until the brim, if you want to be generous. Okay. Try to...
People, they want to try it.
Yeah, we are actually having a raffle. Like if you sign up today, you stand to win like 2 business class tickets to Hong Kong. So please pop by our booth and we are happy to sign you up.
Can I enter my name in 200 times?
Right, so after you stuff it, we will put the breadcrumb onto the crab. So you want to like kind of pat it.
And these are just plain panko breadcrumbs, or did you toast them?
Yeah, we don't have panko, so this is like a normal breadcrumb that we toast with a bit of oil. Yeah, so we kind of like pat it, so it's something like this, and you pop it in the oven. But the traditional way of how Cantonese chef they do it is they will have like kind of like a strainer, They will have a huge wok of oil. They will kind of not submerge, but just lightly like leave it over the surface of the oil. And they will use a ladle to kind of like pour it over, to use the hot oil to kind of brown the surface, to crisp the top. Yeah. So I would suggest if you use an oven, because you don't want to waste too much oil, it's quite dangerous. You bake it at around 160 degrees for around 8 to 10 minutes, and it will come out perfectly. So, like what Yen Ken Cook did, voila! It will come out something like this.
That looks delicious.
And we will have a bowl. So we will have like some broccolini, carrot for contrast on the top, and you can put the beautiful crab on top. And there you go. Yep, our Cathay signature
Looks
stuffed crab shell.
delicious.
Thank you, everyone.
Do you think I can get a bite of that?
Oh, yeah, sure.
You make me smell it. You won't let me.
I'm too nervous.
This looks delicious.
Okay, let's dig in.
So good.
The sweetness of the onion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the nice seafood flavor of the crab. Yeah, and the creaminess of the
Richness.
cream, the seasoning. All right, I hope everybody enjoy our recipe. Thank you, everyone.
All right, everyone give it up for Chef William and Adrian. If you want to try Adrian's French toast ice cream, go visit the Wanderlust Creamery booth somewhere in that vicinity. She's got a couple different flavors today. Also, she'll be signing copies of her book, Wanderlust Creamery, right behind you at the soup booth. And if you purchase a copy of her book today, you'll go home with an LA Times tote bag and come see Chef William over at the Cathay Pacific booth. So thank you once again for coming out today, Chef Adrian, Chef Tue.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't forget to come on back if you're a fan of TikTok. You've seen him. He's the king of sandwiches. Owen Han is here. And yes, that's right. And he'll be on in about a half an hour. So thank you very much for coming to night 2 of the LA Times Food Bowl.
What's up, everybody? It's Chef Michael from People vs. Food, and we are back live down here at the streets of the Los Angeles Times Food Bowl. I'm here with my friends. Please introduce yourselves.
Hey, what's up? I'm Jace.
I'm Kenneth.
And I'm Jamie.
They're also on the YouTube channel People vs. Food, where you can see us playing fun games and doing wacky challenges with food. But right now, we're here. We're going to taste some food. I've been walking around all night. Ash has been playing games, which you may have seen earlier. I've been walking around all night trying to find my favorite bites of the night. And I brought back 5 of my special, most favorite bites that I found so far.
Ooh, okay.
Now here's the catch.
Tell us.
I'm literally just going to assign these to you. I'm not allowing you guys to choose. But I just wanted to present each one of these to you. Sure. Have you guys take a bite. Just let me know what you think.
Okay, 100%.
So the first one we got here is the prime smoked brisket from Moo's Craft Barbecue. They're in Lincoln Heights. It's been smoked for 14 hours on white California oak.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
14 hours?
Some of the best barbecue.
I think I want to give this one to Kenneth because I did see you eyeing it.
Thank you.
Moo's Craft Barbecue is a hot spot. It's really great. I've been there a whole bunch of times. I believe they started as a pop-up, and it's so
tender.
It's really cool to see them. It's very.
good.
What else? How's that barbecue sauce?
Delicious. Let me try some of the onion.
You gotta have it with that. Yeah.
Everything just said smoky, tangy, amazing.
Smells so good.
When I was picking it up, they were telling me that they were running low. So if you're watching this right now, I would get over there and try to get it.
Yeah.
It might be the best thing I ate today.
Oh man, that's huge. You saw it right here on camera.
Can you move for us? Craft barbecue.
Coming up next, we've got this savory cannoli with salmon mousse. It's from Donna's. It's Donna's is in Silver Lake. They are a very hot spot They are very difficult to get into. I've tried to get into multiple times. I mean, you got to make that reservation like weeks in advance.
Really?
I'm really stoked to see this here. I want to see what you think.
Oh, Donna.
It's so pretty.
Have you ever had a savory cannoli before?
No, this is my first time.
Yeah, it sounds wild.
Whoa, that's so creamy.
In terms of like texture, like how is the cannoli, like the shell? Is it like pretty delicate?
It's really delicate and flaky, but the inside is super creamy and really like packed with flavor. It's so good.
That's awesome. Moving on, next we have Bareka's Sephardic pastries. This is a bite that I tried earlier. I had never had them before. I've heard a lot about them. They're out in Sherman Oaks.
Okay.
You look pretty intrigued, so I would love for you to give it a shot. Have you had this one yet?
I am intrigued. No, I have not. Can you tell me about it a little bit? Show me.
So this is a Sephardic pastry. We've got like a quartered hard-boiled egg on top. Go ahead and take it a bite. Now, I will say it does come with a little tangy yogurt palate cleanser that we did not bring over here. I think they may have run out of it.
What do you think?
Really flaky, savory. It's almost like a quiche and like a bread together.
Yeah.
With a little egg.
It's honestly insanely
it's really,
comforting.
It's really good. It's really good comfort food. Yeah, this is like a perfect little brunch food. I really like that.
It's
the
awesome.
texture is fantastic.
Last but
Very
not
crunch.
least, we have Trophy's Burger Club. Trophy's Burger Club is on Fairfax. I used to live right by it. It's an excellent burger. This is the Trophy's single. It is an entire burger.
Ooh.
Now, if you'd like to, since each one of you has had a bite of something already, you guys can each take a bite of this.
Ooh,
if you
good.
don't
I
want
like
to put
that.
your mouths on the same thing, but I very much recommend trying it.
Okay, let's do it.
It's got a Dijonnaise. It's a delicious cheeseburger.
Ooh,
I can't wait to see you guys eat it because, quite honestly, I've already had 4 tonight. Not 4 full ones, 4 bites. Like, but
Yay!
Look at the bounce. Look at the bounce on that bun.
I'll stop playing with my food, sorry.
Awesome.
That looks good.
it's so good. The good thing about Trophy's Burger Club is that they are right by Fairfax High School. And the cool thing is that they have a student special meal every Monday through Friday.
Ooh,
It's really cool.
Very cool.
I don't know anybody else in the area that does that.
That's a good burger. That's a good burger.
I think because Pettis stole barbecue.
That's a fantastic burger.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Hey, what the heck?
So if you're in the Fairfax area, make sure you go check out Trophy's Burger Club. Right before we went live, you saw the team from Wanderlust Creamery give a demo. In a little bit, we're going to have the king of sandwiches himself give a demo. It's going to be really, really exciting. People vs. Food team is going to be here all night. If you see us out here, come say hi. Come say hi to us tomorrow. Keep watching on latimes.com. Keep watching on X. We'll see you then. I hope you guys are having a fun time watching. As much fun as we are eating.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for watching.
Jamie, who are we seeing? We're gonna see. Jamie loves Owen Han. We introduced her earlier, and she's literally
So this year, we're actually showcasing the next rollout of Villa's Tacos, which is our barbacoa en pozo, estilo Texcoco. So we built this red brick, beautiful underground oven, you could say, where we cook our lamb. And it's such an intense process. It took about 20 hours from beginning to end. But that's what we brought here. So we brought our barbacoa head to toe, farm to table. So I reached out to one of my vendors who works at the farmer's market, and I told him if he could get me some lamb. But we didn't stop there. We took it a step further. The lamb barbacoa alone is great, but to make it even better, we handmade our blue corn tortillas. We got that tortilla, we put a little bit of lamb in there, we rolled it up like a taquito, we deep fried it, and we put our Villa's touch on there. The Villa's touch is actually my grandma's touch, so I can't take credit for it. It's the way I grew up eating taquitos at her house, which with crema, salsa guacamole, because growing up we didn't have too much money. So my grandma, she would utilize, those 2 avocados to feed 10 people. And that's how she did it, by making a salsa out of the guacamole. We call it salsa guacamole. So, and then she would put queso ranchero fresco. So she would put the crema, the guacamole, and the queso fresco, and then she would put what we call chula's roasted salsa. Right? Growing up, it didn't really have a name, but I wanted to share it with the world, essentially, and give my grandma credit, my chula. That's what I call her. So that's our Villa style, but it's my chula style. It's the way we grew up eating the taquitos at her house, all together on the dinner table. What I look forward to more than anything is catching up with some of my chef friends. So that's what I look forward to. I did have the pleasure of walking around and trying different foods, and I think my favorite bite so far of the night is Mariscos Jalisco. So I met the gentleman, the owner of Mariscos Jalisco. We shared a nice conversation together, and I just kind of told him, he's been doing a great job, and he's been doing it for a while. So he also gave me my flowers, and it was a great moment. And now you could say that we're friends. So that's another beautiful thing about events like this. They bring chefs together, they bring the culinary industry together, and pretty much it's a great place to network, and it's a great place to make new friends if you want to make new friends.
world looks to California to answer the hard questions, for redemption, to introduce the unfamiliar, to be resilient. Because California bounces back, holds us accountable, values who we are, remains vigilant, defies those in our way, and stands for community. Here on the West Coast, we're at the center of it all. Los Angeles Times, the state of what's next.
This year, our restaurant Baru was selected by the LA Times as 2024 Restaurant of the Year.
How we started the restaurant is actually 2015. I started with my previous business partner. We just started. It was just kind of actually it was just 3 people working there. So we do from zero to everything. And then I met her in the temple. It was 2017. And then from there, kind of we started. I mean, it has a lot of story, but we opened this Baru, like a second version. We can say second version last year. And then it came all the way to here. I'm very fortunate.
So this Baru 2.0, the second version, has only been open for 1 year. We just celebrated our 1-year anniversary. This version is very different. The old Baru was very casual, hole in the wall. Everything was less than $15 a dish. Counter service, now we're doing a much more elevated fine dining tasting menu.
What we are serving at here, the Times event, is gonna be soul dish. So we make a batter with Korean ingredients, which is pare, which is Korean seaweed, and we serve in the kind of lettuce wrap, which you can think about as like a taco tortilla. So we use green iceberg, butter lettuce and then lettuce and nasturtium leaf, and then we kind of drizzle seaweed aioli and then jalapeno paella immersion. And we put some gooseberry, and then on the top we're gonna put some nasturtium flour, and then another dish is gonna be so we are serving at Baru like a Korean traditional galbi, which is kind of Korean barbecue. So that one actually we twist it a little bit. So we make the rice with this kind of shepherd's purse pesto. Shepherd's purse is kind of Korean mountain green. And then we serve, actually that's for the tomorrow. So.
We are looking forward to tonight, seeing so many of our friends, fellow restaurants, serving their own food. We hope we get a chance to grab a bite of their food and then also just celebrate with the LA Times for this like really special honor that we have.
What do you think? Hi, I'm Mary Sue Milliken. I'm a chef and owner of restaurants in Los Angeles and Palm Springs in Las Vegas, Socolo Border Grill, and today I'm here in this gorgeous test kitchen of the LA Times to show you my favorite at-home recipe, which is a recipe for ribs. And it's gonna be summer, so it's a good time to share this recipe with you. I love these pork ribs. I like to, take them out of the package. They usually come in plastic packages, and then I just like to dry them really well. After all these years of being a chef, I've learned a lot. And one of the things that I don't eat a lot of meat, but when I do eat meat, I love a really good quality, and I like to treat it with so much respect. So the thing I've learned about like a roast chicken or these ribs is I salt them carefully and pepper them and then put this rub of herbs on and let them sit overnight uncovered in my refrigerator to dry a little bit. All the flavors kind of concentrate into the meat, and it's just a far superior result. And I like to put this on first, just to make sure that I'm hitting every little nook and cranny of the ribs so that it's kind of like almost like a cure, a light cure. And I like to put it on the edges, on the bones. Then I'm gonna let this just sit for a moment while I make the paste, which is gonna be made up of sage leaves. And I should also mention that this recipe is inspired by a recipe in Bruce Adele's pork book, because he has a beautiful recipe for, I think they're like Italian-inspired ribs. But I have upped the amount of herbs and fennel seeds by like 3 or 4 times. So these are all kind of what I would call the sturdier herbs. They're not the soft herbs like basil and parsley and cilantro, and these will hold up really well for this use. Hold up to both the fatty pork, and we're gonna use some balsamic vinegar, and we're also gonna use some hot chili pepper with a little bit of a bite. So we're definitely, these heartier herbs, sturdier herbs, hold up to those flavors better than the soft ones, in my opinion. I love thyme. Some of the top
ends of the branches are pretty innocuous, so I don't take them off. I just take as much of the bottom part of the leaves off and leave the really tough part of the stem there. And then, but there's other times when like the thyme can be leggy and not very easy to clean, and that's when I take it from the bottom, and then I take that, because the top is just going to come off, but if you can go backwards on it, that really works really well. Yes, I grew up eating pork ribs in Michigan on the beach, grilling over live coals, and the glaze, unlike my mom's, which was the ketchup-based, very sweet one, this one is more acidic. So it's balsamic vinegar, basically, with just a little bit of the juice that collects in the foil when I cook this slowly over indirect heat. And that's it. I'll put them in the bowl, actually, and then I'm gonna add a good amount of garlic. I want to add some spice. So I like anything you have at home. If it's crushed red pepper, that's fine. This is an Urfa chili. It's got a real earthy kind of flavor. This one is called Aleppo, which is of course Syrian. And I also love that. So I'm gonna use about a teaspoon of each of those. But whatever you have at home will work fine, as long as it adds some kick. The other thing that really makes this recipe sing, in my opinion, is the fennel seeds. And it's a lot. Way more than Bruce Adele puts in his. You can see that they're pretty pulverized, but a little bit of texture left. And then I'm gonna moisten everything with just a splash of olive oil. Not too much, because I want it to really stick to the ribs. I'm gonna put this on both sides, and then I'm gonna let it sit overnight in the refrigerator to cure. And the thing about ribs that's cool, they sit with like an air pocket underneath. So you don't even have to put it on a rack. Sometimes I do, but because these bones are gonna hit the bottom of the cookie sheet, it's kind of an automatic lift, so the air can circulate all around. What I'm gonna do is just put it in the refrigerator like this and let it cure overnight for about 24 hours until it's, like I said, a little dehydrated, a little bit more condensed in flavor. Imagine that our ribs have been drying out in the refrigerator overnight, and now they're ready to start to cook. So I'm gonna cut them in half so it's a little bit easier to handle, just like that. And then I'm gonna wrap them really well in foil. And I'm gonna cook them indirectly. I like to use a double piece of foil so that I can make sure that I collect all the juice inside. This is another sort of little trick.
How's everybody doing tonight? Well, thank you guys all for coming out to night 2 of the 2024 Food Bowl presented by City National Bank. Come on back tomorrow. Tomorrow we do a brunch. Daytime event, 11 to 3. New vendors, new demos, great day. Different types of food, different vibe. You guys will love it. But without further ado, it's a pleasure to welcome him. I don't know if anybody checked out the LA Times online food section recently in the last 24 hours, but there's a great article from Betty Hollick about him, about his new book. This is actually one of only 3 copies in existence, so we're gonna be hawking that for some money later. But no, in all seriously, he is the king of sandwiches on TikTok. How many of you follow him? There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Owen Han.
Hello, thrilled to be here. Today I'm making a recipe from my cookbook. I have to say, this is my second time holding this book. I don't even own a copy, so very special moment. We're making my Nonna's meatball sub recipe. So growing up, I was born in Italy, spent my summers in my nonna's kitchen, so this recipe is very near and dear to my heart. It's a little different from a traditional meatball sub recipe. It has a little bit of grandma's tricks. Does anyone here have a recipe that their grandma taught them that they just absolutely love? Yeah? What recipe? Rice pudding. Okay. Next time you'll be up here doing rice pudding. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is probably one of the most non-traditional parts of this recipe that some people might find it a little weird. You'll see I have a glass of milk and half a loaf of bread. So you're probably wondering, we're doing meatballs, why the hell does he have milk? So what we're doing here is we're doing bread soaked in milk. And this is to replace traditional dry breadcrumbs. And the secret with this is by using milk-soaked bread, your meatball will end up being lighter and just juicier. It sounds ridiculous, but it's what Nana does. And she's really old, so she's been doing this for many years. So we'll start by using just the insides of the bread. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna just start, basically just give it a rough trim of the outside, and you're just gonna use the inside guts. That is the softest, most tender part. I have probably half a loaf here. So just gutting this here. And this is the first step of the recipe because it takes a little bit of time for the milk to really seep through the bread. So right here, we just gutted it, a little bit of milk. It seems ridiculous, but it's very common in Italian cooking. There we go. So that's just gonna sit, it'll get moist, and then after about 10 minutes or so, we're gonna strain it, and then we'll add it to our meat mixture. So while the milk and bread do their thing, we're gonna get working on the sauce. So this is just a very traditional, basic tomato sauce, starting with extra virgin olive oil, definitely a staple in Italian cooking. We're coating the bottom of the pan. We'll go in first with the onion. So we got half an onion here. We're just gonna let that sweat. There we go. We'll let that go for a second, and then while this goes, I'll talk through the rest of the ingredients. So once the onions go, then we'll add the garlic. The reason you're doing onion before garlic is if you did the garlic first, it tends to cook a lot quicker, and it would probably burn by the time your onion is done. So we're gonna let the onion sweat, then add the garlic, then the tomato, and then we'll get going with our meat mixture. Now, I'm making Nonna's meatball sub recipe. I have a slight admission to make. Nonna does not make meatball subs. It's not a very Italian dish. Who here's been to Italy? All right, so a good amount. And who here has eaten a meatball sub in Italy? All right, one person, but definitely not a traditional thing in Italy. So Nonna tried this for the first time a month ago, and this is when I made it with her. And having a 84-year-old Italian grandmother try meatball sub, to be honest, I was not expecting her to really like it, but she did. So it speaks very highly about this recipe. It's in the book, Nonna approved. So onion is sweating. Now we're gonna go in with the garlic and just let that go for a little bit. Here we go. Now, I feel like when it comes to tomato sauces, everyone has their own certain method. My dad, who is Chinese, so I'm half Italian, half Chinese, he grew up in Italy, he spent a lot of time there. He makes his tomato sauce with just garlic, which tends to be a little bit more bitter. So if you make this sauce, you'll tend to find it's a lot sweeter, but I actually like that more because it just seems a lot lighter too when you're eating it as opposed to a sharper, greasier flavor. So onion and garlic in. We have 1 can of crushed tomatoes. Definitely should not be wearing white today. We'll see if I can get by without spilling anything on it. And now we're just gonna fill the can about halfway with some water. Really just get any residue left over of the tomato. That'll go in. And now, second tip and Nanna's little trick here is we have some sugar. And the reason we're adding just a decent pinch of sugar here is it really cuts through the acidity of the tomatoes. So although we added the onion, which naturally has a little bit of sweetness, adding the sugar just makes it even sweeter. It's a sweet sauce, okay? If you don't want it crazy sweet, just don't add the sugar. Really just taste and season as you go. So sugar's in. Obviously, we'll go in with some salt and pepper. I'm gonna adjust my headset. I have no experience with this thing. I feel like Madonna up here. Here we go. Hopefully that stays. Can you hear me? All right, so sauce is going. So while that goes, we want to give this usually about 10 to 15 minutes, which is a perfect amount of time to make our meat mixture. So we'll move the bread aside. We can start adding our ingredients. So we have ground beef. There we go. And then sausage. Sausage is a great way to just add fat and more flavor to the recipe. I feel like a lot of meatball recipes, you'll see definitely more than just one type of meat. You'll see pork, beef. I think just the combination of sausage and beef is the perfect amount of lean and fattiness and still keeps really good structure within the meatball. So the meat is in. We'll add our Parmigiano Reggiano. Love this stuff. This to Italians is just gold. Adds flavor. More garlic. An egg as a binder. And then we will also mince up some parsley here. Here we go. Let me get a knife. So for this, really don't have to go crazy on the cutting. You can just rough chop everything. It's all getting mixed in within the meat. And so really it just depends. It's all personal preference here. If you want really fine specks of parsley in the meatball, you can go crazy on the mincing. If you like bigger chunks, more color, just give it a rough chop. You really don't have to be crazy precise here. Nonna never measured anything when she cooks, so I typically don't either. Obviously in the cookbook, there's precise measurements for those who want to do it right. Everything's been tested, but really when I do it, I just like to eyeball, so about a good handful, add some color in there. Now, our milk and bread, it's weird, but we're just gonna strain out any excess liquid. It's really seeped into the bread. So just push out any excess. You don't want your meatballs to be crazy liquidy because you're adding it directly into the sauce. So straining here, and then we add it here. There we go. Now, I know a lot of people sometimes will add gloves. I've never seen Nonna add gloves ever, unless she's doing dishes. She really likes to just get in with the food, really be one with it. So we're just gonna mix this all together. I washed my hands, I promise. Here we go. So we're mixing this here. Now, this is, as I mentioned, a very special recipe. It's one of my first recipes I learned to make, rolling meatballs with Nonna. Now, I mentioned I'm half Italian, half Chinese, so another recipe that is really near and dear to me is my Chinese grandma's shrimp toast recipe. Anyone here have shrimp toast before? A few people. So if you haven't had shrimp toast, to me, it is probably one of the best, I just like go-to appetizer recipes. It's crunchy, it's light. That was actually one of the first recipes I ever posted on social media. Definitely check it out if you haven't before. Shrimp toast, that's where it's at. So, mixing up the meat here. You see, it's just a big clump of meat. You want to get it mixed all together. This is where tip number 3 comes in from Nonna. A lot of people, what they'll do is they will sear their meatballs. Very common. You get really nice color. good flavor, and then you add it to the sauce. With this recipe, we will not be doing that. Basically, for time purposes, we will not be putting this in the fridge, but you would let this sit in the fridge for about 30 minutes, really mix in together, and then basically we're gonna wet our hands, roll the meatballs, and then place it directly into the sauce. So, sounds kind of weird putting raw meat just directly in the sauce. What this does is it results in the most tender meatballs you have ever had. I'm not exaggerating. These you could just cut with a fork, with your hands. It falls apart. And the reason I love these meatballs, well, one, it's just what I grew up eating. But two, we're adding it to a crusty, hard baguette. So the contrast of texture, we've got rock hard bread that'll just rip your mouth apart, but the addition of super soft, tender meatballs, it's a perfect match. So the trick with this is you want to wet your hands so when you roll the balls, they will not stick to your hand and just completely, easily fall directly into the sauce. So I'm going to wet my hands. Here we go. And now, I'm going to take about, I just eyeball this. I tend to go for bigger size just because bigger's better in my opinion, but what Nanda says is she goes for ping pong size balls. I feel like that's a decent size. Pretty large if you ask me. So roll the ping pong size and then just directly in the sauce. Super easy. I love making this recipe because it takes a little bit of time. I mean, this whole process doesn't take much time. This is gonna be about 20 minutes. And then once it's in the pot, you can just forget about it, let it sit for 20 minutes. This is huge for crowds, feeds a lot of people. The recipe in the book makes about, just a large pot of meatballs. It feeds about 5 people plus some. So great for crowds. And you can eat this with bread, which is personally my favorite, in a sandwich or without. So yeah, now I'm just gonna roll some meatballs, add it to the sauce. Any questions? Questions, anyone? How big is what, sorry? This meatball right here? You tell me, I don't know. I mean, a little bit bigger than a ping pong ball? Yeah. So, now I mentioned Nanda never made meatball subs. What's funny is spaghetti and meatballs, that was also not a thing for us. For the people that have said they've been to Italy, have they seen spaghetti and meatballs on a menu? No, exactly. It's really an Italian-American dish. So the way in which we ate it was with rice. And it's not because I'm Asian. It's how she did it. It's how she ate meatballs growing up. And I'm telling you, that combination of sauce and rice with the meat, it works great. It sounds super weird, but next time you guys make meatballs, either make the meatball sandwich, or if not, try it with rice. It's a great carb source. It really absorbs all the flavor. And I think that works perfectly. But you can even eat this with spaghetti, whatever you want. It really, even on their own, they're great, but it's a great activity. This was one of the first dishes I made growing up. I spent all my summers basically with Nonna in Tuscany watching her cook, and honestly, I'm just stoked to have this recipe in my cookbook and to be able to share it. So, rolling the meatballs. Here we have about 10, and half of the pot is still empty. Now, for time purposes, I'm not gonna roll completely all the meat, but basically, another trick here is, can you guys see the pot? No. Well, once all the meat is in, it might seem super crowded. Oh, you can see the pot. Epic. One trick she does here is, I call it the Nana shimmy. It's a little, you just shimmy the bowl, and you see how it creates more space. So imagine all the meatballs piled together on top of one another. Just by giving it a little bit of a shimmy, you're creating more space. So for now, this will be enough. We're gonna cover this, and with the help of a little bit of food magic, in just 2 minutes, these meatballs have been simmering, and look at the product you got. So, right here, steamy, nice. And you can see too, the sauce has completely reduced. And as I mentioned, when searing the meatball, you develop a nice crust and flavor. That flavor still is in the sauce just by adding it directly in the sauce. So by adding the meatballs without searing it, that flavor, the fat, seeps into the actual tomato. And you can see here, damn it, slipping again. Okay, you can see here the separation, the grease. I mean, that is all flavor. So don't worry about, oh, like if I don't sear my meatballs, I'm not gonna have a flavorful sauce, flavorful product. You will, you'll just have a more tender meatball. So this might be super hot. I'm gonna show you with just my finger. It literally falls apart, super soft, very hot. That is incredible though. Anyone want to try breaking a meatball with their hand? You, sir. It's not that hot, but it's pretty hot. But I just want to show you how tender this thing is. Oh, wait, the crowd's got to see. Here you go. Give it a little break. Not a lot of pressure, right? Please, I mean, you touched it. You got to eat it now. It's hot. It's hot. You can see the steam. You don't have to eat up. There we go. Give it up for my man burning his mouth and his finger. Thank you. So, super tender meatballs, very flavorful sauce. All that's left, really, we got to assemble the sandwich. Also, I fully forgot and could have skipped this. I did not add basil to the sauce. I should have added basil to the sauce. I'm just now seeing it. I'm a really bad liar. Add basil to your sauce, please. That is great flavor. All right, so for the bread, just a classic baguette. Really, the biggest thing here is you want a piece of bread that is wide enough. So I'm probably gonna trim the ends here. This is just too narrow, and I'm gonna just go with the bulk here, a little more, just wider. So let's get our bread knife. We'll cut out the ends. Boom. All right, so we have our bread here. I would normally toast this to get that extra crunch. It's a little hard, so it's okay. We're gonna just go right down the middle. Open this up. Here we go. Now, we will start with the layering of the meatballs and sauce. So for this, I mean, just eyeball it. You wanna get it loaded up enough here. So we'll probably go with, let's go with 5. 5 meatballs. Here we go. Super tender, a little bit more sauce over the top. Here we go. And that's another reason why toasting your bread, I don't know if that oven works. So toasting your bread also will help hold together the sauce. One of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to sandwiches and sandwich making, soggy bread. Unless it's a French dip, do not serve me a soggy sandwich, please. In this case, toasted bread will prevent that from happening. Here we go. So tomato sauce, Parmesan cheese. We're gonna make it rain here. Now, this looks really pretty on itself, but we gotta add some mozzarella as well. There we go. Let's go with 2.5 slices here. Nah, let's just go with 3. Why not? More the merrier. Now, you can throw this in the oven, broil it, or you can get yourself one of these. Now, this is a torch with a Searzall attachment. Two reasons why I love this attachment here. One, it just looks so badass. This thing is nuts, right? And 2, if it did not have this attachment and we were to torch it, you would be left with a butane flavor. I don't know about you. I don't really like the taste of butane. I also don't know if it's healthy for you, so don't do that. Having this metal cage here Gotta let it heat up for a little bit. But it takes a little bit more time to melt everything, but it prevents the butane from seeping into your food. And it's badass. This thing is awesome. So right here, you basically have your own mini broiler and oven in your hand. A lot of power. It will take a little bit of time though, so just slowly melt the cheese here. But this attachment too, not only is it great for melting cheese, which it does very well, I cook my eggs. So when I do like sunny side up eggs and crack it, instead of having to flip it and risk breaking the yolk, which I never do, this helps cook it super quickly, as well as searing steaks. So if you get a quick sear on a steak, don't necessarily want to overcook it, and it's cooked perfectly, just give it a little touch with the Searzall, extra crust, and this thing is awesome. So we're almost there. Here we go. I don't know about you, but meatball subs, to me, they're all time. I grew up eating them. Admittedly, Subway was my go-to for meatball subs. I don't eat there anymore, I promise. I'm a Jersey Mike's guy. But here we go. So you can see, that was maybe like, I don't know, how long was that? 2 minutes of the torch? It probably would have taken longer just to broil it, but you could go a little longer if you want. I'm gonna go with a little bit more parm. May seem like overkill, but more cheese, it's always better. And then to get some color and flavor, we're gonna add some fresh basil leaves. Now, a weird little trick, I don't know if it really works. I think it does. My dad would do this before adding into the sauce. You just smack the basil. Allegedly, it releases the flavor. I will say, once I smacked that, I could smell it more. I don't know if that's just because of like wind, but smack it, release the flavor. It's fun. And here we go. You're adding some color, really just making it look nice. And there we go. This is for Nonna. This is Nonna's meatball sub, everyone. All right, we obviously got to try it. It's the best part of making food. This is a messy sandwich. I wish I had a napkin or maybe an apron. I feel like a lot of people wear aprons in the kitchen. Not really my thing. We're gonna just cut this in half. I mean, you can see the melty cheese, the cross section. All right, let's see. This is gonna be super messy. I'm gonna try and not get it on my shirt. It's also really hot. It's really good. It's really good. So, anyone here want to try a really sloppy meatball sub? Let's go. Now, two things to keep in mind here. Just think of the tenderness, and imagine this with crispy bread, because it's not toasted, but
I'll take your judgment.
Please. All right, you want me to feed this? All right, here we go. Oh, there we go. That was very intimate. Good? It's tender, right?
That was really good.
There we go. Right on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Chef Owen Han. Books will not be out until October, but if you pre-order it today from Book Soup right behind you, you'll get a book plate that he'll be happy to sign. Books, as soon as the books are in, they'll be delivered to you. You'll also get a free LA Times tote bag.
Yes, I'll sign anything you want. Doesn't have to be a book plate.
Well. And don't forget, check out tomorrow's LA Times. There's a great article about him in the new book. And once again, thanks to Owen Han for coming out.
Thank you.
His new book, Stacked. Follow him on TikTok if you're not doing so already, and all the socials. And thank you guys all for coming out tonight, night 2. Come back tomorrow, 11 o'clock, and we've got a couple more cooking demonstrations. We've got Nancy Silverton will be here tomorrow. So come on back. Thank you very much.